What is up, bros? I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we're a couple of bros on a mission to give you guys the most detailed movie reviews out there with as little bias as possible. Welcome to the All Bros. This week on the podcast, we're going to be doing our new segment again. I don't think that we have a name yet, right?
Yeah, I think we honestly just stick with Connect the Stars.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll play a few rounds of that.
Yeah, so we'll be playing, like Caleb said, a couple rounds of Connect the Stars, and then we'll be moving into our headliner of the evening, which will be our breakdown of 2025's Lilo and Stitch.
Hell yeah. Dude, I've been awful this week. I haven't watched shit.
I watched, I think I texted you about it. I watched that movie Friendship on Thursday.
Is that the Paul Rudd one?
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of trailers for that on like social media and stuff.
Really, really good movie. Loved it.
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, dude, you should. Because, yeah, like probably it, I'd have to see it probably one more time, but like it might take the top spot of my favorite A24 films.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, that good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I've just been knocking out Daredevil.
Nice.
I rewatched like the entire series. I even went as far as watching Defenders.
Oh, okay.
So I watched season 1, season 2, then I watched Defenders. Now I'm on season 3. I'm almost done with season 3, and then I'm going to watch Born Again.
Hell yeah.
And I'm super pumped for that. And then after that, probably going to watch the latest season of Doctor Who, because I hear that one gets a little dicey. Then, yeah. Then who knows after that? I have so much shit on my list, dude. It's ridiculous. But anyway, we can get into it now.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Need motivation? Angry Dad Podcast. Trying to jumpstart your life? Angry Dad Podcast. You want help getting off the couch? Angry Dad Podcast. You need a verbal kick in the ass? Angry Dad Podcast. You want to hear from somebody who's been through it all? Angry Dad Podcast. I am here for you. You can find me on all podcast platforms.
All right, so like we said, we are going to play another couple rounds of Connect the Stars. Caleb and I sometimes struggle at this game. Good amount, but sometimes we actually are pretty damn good. I'd say so ourselves.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
Yeah. All right. First up, we need to give some credit to Eric Bai and Amanda Hum for their fantastic program that is so much fun.
Yes, thank you.
Anyway, so 2 random stars. Let's see. First up, Cameron Diaz.
Okay.
And it's Laura Dern. Oh, shit. I don't know it. I'm trying to think what I know Laura Dern from other than Star Wars.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay. We could roll with that.
Let's try.
I think that's enough of a jumping off point.
Yeah.
All right. So what would be the common thread between them?
I'm trying to think if there's been any other like Jurassic Park actors that have starred alongside Cameron Diaz.
I feel like if there's anyone, Jeff Goldblum would have done something with Cameron Diaz.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I mean, and we got like a freaking crazy amount of shit we can do with Cameron Diaz. I mean, we got Charlie's Angels, The Mask, we got Jim Carrey there, Shrek, like all the Shrek movies. So anyone that's done even a little cameo in there. So has Jeff Goldblum done anything in Shrek? I feel like that'd be like right up his alley, but I'm not recalling him playing any.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Let's see, what else would Jeff Goldblum be tied to? I'm trying to think of like big name. So we could easily pull. Like who do you think would be the best thread to go down, or with Laura Dern? Like you think like Jeff Goldblum, or
yeah, I would say him, because I mean, she was in Dominion, so you could tie her with Chris Pratt, but I don't know if Chris Pratt has done anything with Cameron Diaz.
Ooh, all right. So we got Jeff Goldblum. That brings us. Okay, well, we can tie. I'm trying to think like Marvel. He was in Thor Ragnarok, so that gives us Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Mark Ruffalo. I feel like Mark Ruffalo's done something with Cameron Diaz. Or I might be thinking of like 13 going on 30, but that's Jennifer Garner. Cameron Diaz wasn't in 13 going on 30, was she?
Not that I recall.
Okay.
No, that was Shazam. I was gonna say, oh wait, was Lucy Liu in anything Marvel? But no, she was in Shazam too.
Yeah. Well, we could tie her in with Charlie's Angels.
Oh yeah, okay.
Charlie's Angels. Then, we're bringing in Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the thread between Lucy Liu and?
There's got to be one.
Did you have an idea in mind?
I thought I did, but no, I was wrong. Damn it. No, because like I'm thinking. Sorry, I was thinking DC, not Marvel.
Oh yeah, she was in Fury of the Gods. Trying to think like who else. Jeff Goldblum has done some freaking voices before. Like what voices has he done?
That's an excellent question. Why can't I think of any?
I mean, we could also go back to Laura Dern because we could bring in anyone from Star Wars there.
True.
Because I know she's
in The Last Jedi, right?
Yes. So Star Wars, The Last Jedi. So I mean that gives us all of the only one it doesn't that gives us Carrie Fisher.
Okay.
And Carrie Fisher can tie us to Harrison Ford because Harrison Ford wasn't in this one. And then I feel like Harrison Ford and Cameron Diaz have done something together. And I swear there's something that we're forgetting with Jeff Goldblum and Cameron Diaz in it.
Huh.
Was Laura Dern in any like Austin Powers that you know of?
Not that I know. I'm beyond. I hardly know anything that Laura Dern's in. Just Jurassic Park and Star Wars.
And we're trying, for those of you that don't know, we're trying not to cheat by looking up their IMDb. So this is solely based off of our knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So who's easier to work off of? Because I would say Carrie Fisher. But Carrie Fisher, the only other thing that I feel like I could tie her to is like the Blues Brothers, and that gives us Dan Aykroyd. Has Dan Aykroyd done anything with Lucy Liu or?
Oh wait, if you bring in Dan Aykroyd, you can put him to Bill Murray, and Bill Murray was in Charlie's Angels.
Ooh, okay. So Carrie Fisher, who was in Blues Brothers, if I can type Dan Aykroyd, didn't spell that correct whatsoever. And then he was in what?
I would do Ghostbusters, and then you can tie him to Bill.
The original Ghostbusters. Come on.
No, not that one. Stupid thing. I'm just kidding.
No, not Frozen Empire. What the hell?
Well, I mean, they are both in that one, so you could do that one as well.
Wait, and then who was in that? Oh, Bill Murray. That's right. Bill Murray. Hey!
Let's go.
All right, now we can cheat. Let's see if there's any Cameron Diaz movies and Laura Dern. Okay, so there is nothing that those two have been in.
Okay.
So let's see if there was a connection between Jeff Goldblum. What the hell?
What?
There's no way. Okay, he's not on that list. It was saying that Night and Day was one, and I'm like, what? Like, there's no way. Well, that one feels like it's cheating. There's one called Welcome to Hollywood.
Is that a movie or a documentary?
Let's see if that. Oh my gosh, it counts as a movie.
Ice. Oh my gosh. All right.
That's so dumb. That's cheat. That could just be our freaking go-to when it's just like, oh, maybe they were in this one. That's funny.
Oh man.
So that still goes from Laura Dern, Jurassic Park, which gets us Jeff Goldblum, Cameron Diaz to. Oh, Cameron Diaz was in Blues Brothers.
Oh.
Oh no, she wasn't. I was misreading that.
Oh. I was like, wait, really?
Yeah, we just created like a big ass freaking circle. Anyway, all right, round 2.
Let's do it.
All right, we got Angelina Jolie.
Okay.
Okay, I feel like we could do her, and Kristen Stewart.
Okay.
Okay, so how? Ooh, all right. Well, Angelina Jolie. Obviously, she was in Eternals.
True.
So that gives us a pretty decent amount of people. Kristen Stewart. There's got to be a way to tie him into oh shit, what's his name? Oh, I'm totally spacing. I'm trying to think what Kristen Stewart was in. Besides freaking Twilight. She was in Zathura.
Oh yeah.
What? I mean, no matches found. That's a bullshit.
I'm trying to think of any other big stars that were in her version of Charlie's Angels that could connect to Angelina Jolie.
Naomi Scott was in that, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that gives us Naomi Scott, which could give us Will Smith through Aladdin.
Oh yeah. There you go.
And I know that there's something those two have been in. I think. Oh, what was that movie? Like, shit, who am I? You remember that movie that Angelina Jolie did with James McAvoy where he could like curve the bullet?
Oh, Wanted.
Wanted. So that gives us James McAvoy. If I could freaking spell his name, shit. And wasn't Chris Pratt in that too? He was.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Has Chris Pratt done anything with Kristen Stewart?
I'm not thinking of anything.
I'm trying to think of what else she's. What else has Kristen Stewart done? Like outside of Twilight and Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, that's sort of all I can think of.
Okay, so obviously that gives us Robert Pattinson, which we can tie him in with the Batman. Shit, what's the name of the actor that did Riddler?
Oh, Paul. Oh shit, Paul. It's Paul M. something.
Paul M.
That's just the I can only remember the first letter of his last name.
Shit. Gosh, sometimes we're really bad at this. Because here's what I'm thinking. Because we could tie in X-Men First Class, which gives us Michael Fassbender, which he was in Steve Jobs, which gives us this is such a huge thread, dude. Seth Rogen. And if we could tie in what's his face, the Riddler, to the big or the GameStop story.
Oh, is it Paul Dano?
Paul Dano? Dano.
Oh, Paul
and
Dano.
Then what was GameStop called?
Oh shit.
I know we freaking broke it down on this.
Oh fuck.
It was shit. Why are we so bad at this?
Did it have the word money in the title?
I don't think so. Okay, I'm cheating, kinda. Not really. I'm not cheating by looking it up the IMDb. I'm going through our breakdown list because I can't remember this for shit. Oh shit! Did we break this one down?
I don't think we did. We had talked about it, but we never got around to it.
Oh god, I remember because I made the episode art for it, but we never used it.
Yeah.
Shit, what was that movie called?
No.
Oh shit! It was Big Something, wasn't it? Or gosh, we are smarter than this. I promise you guys.
It wasn't Mad Money, was it? I don't think so.
Nope. Gosh, why are we so stupid?
Dumb Money?
Yes! Oh my god! There we go. Good lord. I knew money was in the name. I was going through a freaking bunch of adjectives. Like, are you shitting me? Hold up. Angelina Jolie. No, she wasn't in Over the Hedge. I was thinking I would have sworn she did a voice for something.
Shark Tale.
Oh, that would have. Yep. Yeah. So that gives us a shorter thread.
Okay.
So our super long thread is Angelina Jolie ties into or was in Wanted, which gives us James McAvoy, which gives us X-Men First Class, which gives us Michael Fassbender, which gives us the movie Steve Jobs, which ties in Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen was in Dumb Money, which starred Paul Dano. Paul Dano was the Riddler in Batman, which starred Robert Pattinson. And Robert Pattinson was in Twilight, who also starred Kristen Stewart. Or we got the short one where it's Kristen Stewart was in Charlie's Angels, which gives us, or which ties into Naomi Scott. Naomi Scott was Jasmine in Aladdin, which starred Will Smith as the genie, and Will Smith voiced what's his face in Shark Tale, and Angelina Jolie was in Shark Tale.
I don't know how I completely forgot about that.
Oh, good hell, dude. That was insane.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's see. One more.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Al Pacino and Don Cheadle.
Okay.
I don't know enough about Al Pacino, if I'm being
Same
100%
here.
real. So
All
let's
I can think, yeah.
so we can replace him with Woody Harrelson.
Okay. I can work with that.
Shit. So Woody Harrelson, wasn't he in White Boys Can't Jump?
Yes, he was.
Okay, and that starred Wesley Snipes. And then wasn't Don Cheadle in what's that one with Denzel Washington? It was like one of Denzel's first movies.
Training Day?
Yeah, wasn't he in Training Day?
Might have.
Nope. I feel like there's a cheating route here where we could go just tie in the Marvel connection because technically they were in. We could tie in the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I feel bad. I don't know a lot of other movies with Don Cheadle besides his portrayal as Rhodey.
I know.
I feel bad. He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, he is. Good hell, we're awful.
We suck.
Okay.
With Woody Harrelson in the Hunger Games, is there anybody in the Hunger Games that we can connect with Don Cheadle?
I mean, there's Elizabeth Banks, but like I said, I don't know. I'm not as familiar with Don Cheadle's filmography.
Yeah, same here.
So, I mean, we could go Blade. Blade gives us Ryan Reynolds. Oh, he was in Blade Trinity.
Oh, darn it.
Then he was Deadpool and Wolverine. Then was there anyone from the main MCU in Deadpool and Wolverine? Oh, Jon Favreau.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
However you spell his freaking name. And then he was in
Iron Man 2.
Yep.
Or Iron Man 3, whichever.
Iron Man 2.
There we go.
Kind of cheating. So Woody Harrelson was in White Men Can't Jump with Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes was in Deadpool and Wolverine, which also had Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau was in Iron Man 2, which brought in Don Cheadle as Colonel James Rhodes. All right. Now that now we're going to cheat. There has to be a movie. I feel like Don Cheadle and Woody Harrelson have done movies together.
I'm sure they have, and we're going to kick ourselves in the ass when we find out.
There is one. It was called After the Sunset, but it's one that came out in 2004.
Okay, yeah, because I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I haven't either. Let's see. Don Cheadle and Wesley Snipes. Brooklyn's Finest. That starred Don Cheadle and Wesley Snipes.
Oh.
I don't think that's one that we would have known. Just for shits and giggles. So I want to look up Don Cheadle's IMDb. Okay, we got Ocean's 12. We could have done Space Jam.
Oh, yeah, shit. Oh, I forgot about that one. Son of a bitch.
Dude, you know what I think completely turned me away? Because I was thinking of it wasn't really a movie, but his role as Captain Planet. that he did for some like YouTube deal.
Oh yeah.
And I thought
Yeah, I
that was
remember that.
funny as shit. And so I think I was like, oh no, he wasn't anything like funny, and I completely forgot about Space Jam. He was in Ocean's 12 and Ocean's 13.
No.
That's what I was thinking of. He's in that movie Flight. That one had Denzel in it.
Oh, okay.
Then let's see. Yeah, then other basic ones. Damn, the Rat Pack would have given us a good cast too. Anyway, that concludes this week's Connect the Stars. One of these days we're going to get better at this.
I mean, hey, in our defense, we're doing this off like memory. We're not cheating or anything. So
Yeah, we're not pulling up random ass. We're not pulling up any IMDb whatsoever, because I feel like if we did that, like we could do that in a freaking heartbeat.
oh yeah,
Like,
easy.
So this is based solely off of our memory.
Yeah. So I feel we get a pass for how long it sometimes takes us to connect the two.
I don't think it's up to us whether or not we get a pass.
All right, fair enough. All right. Well, anyway, what do you say we get into the headliner?
I say, let's do it.
All right. So, like we said, our headliner of the evening will be our breakdown of 2025's Lilo and Stitch. So, Caleb, before we get into it, do you want to let people know how we break down movies on this podcast?
I would love to. If you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we will be scoring this week are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we'll give it our own personal score at the very end. All of these numbers will get magically added up and spit through our algorithm and give us a letter grade to compare this movie to others of a similar grade. Just for shits and giggles,
Okay.
do you want to try doing both? No. That's too much. That's too much. Never mind. Forget that. I was going to say, like, we could do the original at the same time, but no, too much. Well, thoughts.
I might get a little confused.
Okay, cool. Let's not do it then.
I'm sorry. I don't know if my brain can function like that. I love the idea. I just don't know if my brain does.
Totally fair. Yeah, scrapping that. Because I was the only reason I was thinking that is like there's a lot of like direct comparisons that can be made, obviously, against the original.
True. Yeah, this is very true.
You're right. We need to be thinking about this without bias. That's our whole shtick. So we need to look at this as objectively as possible. All right. I've recentered.
Like, well, I mean, what sucks about like doing remakes? This is what sucks about doing remakes. It's sometimes like really hard not to compare it to the original.
It is so hard.
Because sometimes you want to keep telling yourself, well, isn't that the point? But at the same time, you're like, well, no, because sometimes people haven't seen the original. So
yeah,
like freaking my buddy Ryan, he took his daughter to go see this with his wife. And I was so shocked to hear that he has never seen the original.
Really?
Yeah, and he's a millennial just like us. So that like really shocked me. And like he enjoyed it. He really enjoyed this one. So he said if his daughter ever wants to watch the original, he'll gladly turn it on and watch it with her. But yeah, that's
crazy that he's never turned it on for her.
I'm just amazed that he never watched it growing up. And
yeah,
I'm like, listen, dude, you're only a year older than me, barely.
I can forgive like him never having seen it more than I can be like as a parent never having just turned on Lilo and Stitch. Like, listen, I can only watch Beauty and the Beast so many times in a row. I am going to mix it up. And right now, my kid, she is like obsessed with Sleeping Beauty, which is just barely above Jungle Book in my eyes, and I hate the Jungle Book.
Damn.
Dude, like legit, that is my least favorite Disney movie
Like
of all time.
both. Okay,
No,
but like
like
what about
OG,
the remake?
the OG one. I hate the OG
Oh,
one.
okay. You know what? That's fair because like the remake is like the rare one that I like the remake way more than the original
Yeah.
when it
You know
comes to the
what
Jungle
almost
Book.
got me to like the Jungle Book was the one that what's his face did.
Andy Serkis?
Yes. Yeah,
That's fair.
he is the one that his version was like intense. And I loved it. Like his creatures looked scary as shit, but like I loved what he did.
Yeah. I mean, in Ryan's defense, like his daughter, like I know she loves Toy Story. So or at least I think she still does. I don't know if she still does. This was like years ago that he told me, so she might have grown out of it. So like she might have never even like I don't know, like he might be perfectly fine with just rewatching a bunch of stuff that she just loves and just never thought of the idea. Oh, hey, let's turn on Lilo and Stitch.
Fair point, I guess. Anyway, if you have not seen this iteration of Lilo and Stitch or just any Lilo and Stitch in general, we are about to spoil the entire freaking movie for you in our favorite segment that we like to call Reading with Rose.
All right. So on the planet Turo, Dr. Jumba Jakiba, I almost said Japleekly. Oh my god.
Japleekly.
Dr. Jumba Jakiba is convicted by the United Galactic Federation of illegal genetic experimentation for creating Experiment 626, an aggressive and near indestructible creature with advanced learning capabilities. Jumba is found guilty and imprisoned, while 626 is sentenced to exile for his destructive behavior. However, 626 escapes by stealing a police cruiser and using its hyperdrive to reach planet Earth, crashing in the Hawaiian island of Kauai. I think that's how you say it. Kauai. The ground council woman offers Jumba his freedom if he captures 626, pairing him with deputized Earth expert agent. I almost said Japleekly again. God damn it! The hell is wrong with me? I know these names by heart. What the hell's wrong with me? Agent Pleakley. 626 crashes near a wedding reception and is run over by a tourist trolley before being taken to an animal shelter. A Hawaiian girl named Lilo. I can't remember if they actually had the last name in the original.
I don't think they had it in the original, but I know they had it in a different movie.
Okay,
Because
I feel bad
watching like everything Lilo and Stitch. Like she's currently watching the series. She watched Lilo and Stitch 2. She watched Stitch the movie. She watched Stitch with the Glitch.
Love it.
Like she's seeing them all, dude. But yeah, I've only heard the name used like once.
Okay. Is it Palake?
Sure.
Okay, let's go with that, Rose. So a Hawaiian girl named Lilo Palake is expelled from hula school for pushing her bully Myrtle off stage due to frustration over her sister Nani's absence. Their social worker, Miss Kakoa, visits and finds Nani unfit to care for them, demanding she complete her tasks in a week. The next day, hearing that Lilo wants a friend, their neighbor, Tutu, takes Lilo to the animal shelter where 626 is kept. Realizing Jumba and Pleakley are after him, 626 impersonates as a dog and allows Lilo to adopt him for his protection. Nani takes them to her resort luau job with her friend David Kawina. Lilo names 626 Stitch after Nani comments on having to stitch a car seat he tore. I did like, sometimes people will be like, oh, well, do we really need to understand why so-and-so was named that? You know what? I kind of liked in this one, because like in the original, like Lilo is just like, his name is Stitch, like just like immediately just comes up with that. But I liked in this one that they're in the car and they're driving to Nani's job, and Stitch is going crazy. He scratches the car seat and Nani's just like, oh yeah, that's going to need a Stitch job. And Lilo just screams and Nani slams on the brakes and she's just like, that's it. His name is Stitch. And freaking Nani's just like, you can't do that.
That is a very young child thing to do.
Yes. And I thought that was a really good addition of like how she came up with the name Stitch. Like I actually really liked that.
Yeah, I actually really like the change too, where it wasn't Nani that took her to go get a dog. It was the neighbor, and then Nani was
Yeah,
just
I did
like, "Yo, what
too.
the hell?" Because like Nani was very quick to be like, "Yeah, we're taking this dog." In the OG, she was very quick to be like, "We're taking this dog back," and I'm like you literally you like what did you think you were signing up for?
Well, in Nani's defense in the original, she from the get-go did not think that it was a dog. Like she's just like there's got to be another dog that we can get.
Yeah,
But
but I
Lilo
mean,
was
she
very
eventually bought the play though.
yeah, I mean, but like it was mostly she was just doing it for like, okay, well, it's gonna make my sister happy. But like Nani in the original was never on board with Stitch, like from the very beginning. Like she only adopted him because it made Lilo happy. I'm
I think
sorry,
that's
man.
a bit of a stretch.
I have to defend Nani in the original with that.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that
Okay.
one.
All right. They enjoy the resort, but Stitch. Wait. Sorry, I'm like totally skipping around here. Yeah, Nani comments on having to Stitch a CE tour. They enjoy the resort, but Stitch accidentally causes a table fire, leading to Nani's dismissal. Nani is visited by Kokoa and Cobra Bubbles, a CIA agent who is investigating Stitch's arrival while posing as a social worker. Kokoa demands that Nani find new employment immediately. Despite interviews, she is rejected due to Lilo and Stitch's antics. Lilo helps Nani get hired as a surfing instructor, and they enjoy surfing after her first shift. Another change I really enjoyed that I'll talk about.
I like
We'll
that
talk about
too
later.
a lot.
Like they, I really enjoyed what they added to Nani's character in this version. I think they did a great job with that.
Dude, they did. They did so well with her. I was like, I'm totally buying this because, like, in the OG show, like they talk about her being like 19, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
she
true.
doesn't like that version of Nani does not feel like 19. She's like mid to late 20s at the least.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, yeah, I can agree with that. Because yeah, this one definitely like it seems like she's like in her like what would you say like same thing like early 20s.
In this one,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
I think
it's
they say she's 19.
oh they do I missed
Yeah,
that.
like when her parents had like her parents have only been gone for like a year. Like I
Okay,
believe that
yeah,
that was
yeah.
something that they mentioned that they've only
No, I
been gone
think
for
you're
like a
right.
year because she was old enough to take custody of Lilo, and
Yeah,
then she just kind of deferred her college shit, and then
yeah, yeah, that's true.
was gonna like fully like pull out of it,
Yeah.
but yeah, due to circumstances, didn't.
Yeah. um, I don't know. I haven't seen the series in a while. But like if we're talking about just like the original, like if she is supposed to be 19 as she is in this one, like I could still buy that. Like it made sense, especially for like all the stress that she was going through and like how she was showcasing like how she like she was trying her best, but clearly she was not ready for this. Like completely understandable. Um, so like I feel like both do a good job, even though like they really do a good job with expanding Nani's story in this one of like where she comes from, who she is as a character more than we get in the original. I still feel that both of them do a great job of portraying Nani as not only a person, but how great of a sister she is.
Yeah. Like both versions of Nani are great. Like I'm not going to like try and sit here and argue that one's better than the other. They're both great. Where the OG Nani I felt was more like it like still at that like this is why I'm saying like mid to later 20s. Like I'd even give you as early as like 23-ish where she's still at that age of getting her shit together,
Yeah.
but like, and I'm also comparing this to like future, like other movies and stuff that I've seen her in. she does have a very like older like vibe about her. Like there's one, I forget which it is. I think it's Stitch with a Glitch. Where she's like setting up and like cooking for like a family night, and like she gets everyone together for that and like makes a big deal out of it, and like her and David are still like dating and everything, and I'm like, that feels like older person vibes, like older than like
Well, I mean,
early
in her
20s.
defense, I mean, it sucks, but like sometimes, even though someone is like super young, like they have to grow up super fast, and like so they're going to act a lot older than their actual age. So it could be just that, like for what Nani and Lilo went through, and Lilo only being 6, like in both versions, like Nani had to grow up like super fast, like I know she was like 18, but like still like like I can't imagine being like literally just about to graduate high school or have already graduated high school. Your parents unfortunately die in a car accident, and because you don't want your sister to go into foster care, you're the one that takes on the responsibility of raising her and everything that comes along with that.
Yeah, like that was a great addition to Nani's character, a great addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like this made me feel a bit more like, yes, young person watching another young person. Like it felt like a kid
Yeah.
watching a kid.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
and if like it felt it was interesting, and I liked the neighbor Tutu, who
Yes, she
was kind of like, she was almost kind of like a like that side grandparent character, and I loved her.
I did too. Yeah, she was one of the best additions to this, and I loved that she was David's mom. That was
Yeah,
that was good.
perfect
That was
tie-in,
great.
dude. Like,
Yeah, that
totally
was
makes
great.
sense why frickin' David was, like, head over heels for Nani too, like, just
Yeah,
because they just were neighbors.
yeah.
Like, I'm like, I could buy that."
Uh, all right. Sorry. So, yeah. So, despite interviews, she is rejected due to Lilo and Stitch's antics. Lilo helps Nani get hired as a surfing instructor, and they enjoy surfing after her first shift. Meanwhile, Jumba and Pleakley unsuccessfully try to capture Stitch while jet skiing, causing the pe- Pelican. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to know how to pronounce this name. Sorry. Is it just gonna give me it's probably just gonna give me the freaking audio. It's not gonna actually like tell me how to. Yeah, it's freaking just gonna give me. Okay, you know what? Okay, Pelikai. Whoa. Sorry. Yeah, we'll just stick with Pelikai. Yeah. So yeah. So where was I? Yeah. So causing the Pelikais and Stitch to wipe out, nearly drowning Lilo when Stitch sinks. After Lilo's recovery, Kakoa tells Nani the Hawaiian government can cover the health insurance costs if she relinquishes her guardianship, which she reluctantly agrees to. As the sisters share one last night together, Stitch reflects on his actions and solemnly returns to the animal shelter alone. Meanwhile, the ground councilwoman, frustrated with Jumba's failure to capture Stitch, cancels their deal and orders Pleakley to return Jumba to prison. However, Jumba ditches Pleakley and decides to capture Stitch. Kakoa and Bubbles arrive the next morning to find that Lilo has escaped from her bedroom. They and Nani start searching for her. Lilo finds Stitch at the shelter, but Jumba arrives to recapture Stitch. They escape to the home and fight Jumba. It's going to bother me this whole time that I'm getting that wrong, I'm sure. So they escape to there. I'm just going to say let's just say to Lilo's house. Yeah, we're just going to say Lilo's house. And fight Jumba, destroying her house. There we go. During the fight, Jumbo reveals that Stitch used Lilo for his protection, leading to guilt-ridden Stitch's surrender. Jumbo takes Stitch abroad. Man, I'm killing this one. Aboard his spaceship using a portal-generating gun, intending to erase Stitch's newfound empathy. However, Lilo sneaks aboard and frees Stitch, and they eject Jumbo from the ship. The ship crashes into the ocean, trapping Lilo and Stitch underwater. Stitch rescues her, but as he cannot swim to the surface, he releases her to let her emerge and drowns. Nani and David rescue Lilo, but she refuses to leave Stitch. David returns Lilo to shore while Nani swims back to get Stitch from the ocean floor. They reach shore, but Stitch remains motionless. After Bubbles finds Pleakley and they rejoin the group, David revives Stitch by jump-starting his lungs. Shortly after, the Grand Councilwoman arrives and rearrests Jumba. After seeing Stitch's change of heart, she decides to let Stitch exile on Earth with his newfound Ohana. As Lilo and Nani, Stitch, and company return home, Krakoa tells Nani she can give Lilo's guardianship to David and Tutu, allowing her to stay home. The Ohana then repairs the house and lives happily together. Nani, now attending the University of California, San Diego to study marine biology, uses Jumba's portal gun to visit Lilo and Stitch back on Kaua. I don't know how the hell to say that. I'm sorry. I hate it because there's such beautiful words. Sorry,
I looked it up while you were reading. It is Pelikai.
Pelikai, thank you. Pelikai. Lilo and Nani Pelikai. Got it.
Yeah. Dude, people were giving this movie like some mad shit. Like there were so many freaking people on Instagram. Like I was seeing YouTube shorts about it. Like they were ripping this movie a new asshole over the whole Nani giving Lilo up to the foster system. I'm like, if you watch the movie, you freaking dickheads, like you'd understand why.
Yeah, no, like seriously, like freaking if you were put into Nani's shoes, like come on, what would you do?
Yeah, it was literally first day on the job. She had no health coverage. She was literally going to drown in medical debt.
Yep.
Like that's what she was facing. And she made the smart call to freaking to come up with the best scenario for Lilo. And yeah, ultimately, like it saved both of their asses. Like everyone's giving her such a hard time and just like, oh, so she chose to go like abandon her. Like apparently Ohana, like nobody left behind means abandon your kid's sister to go to college in a different state. Which
she wasn't even thinking about college when she signed over her rights to Lilo.
Yeah,
I feel that didn't even come. That didn't come till after. You would
literally be drowning in debt for the rest of your life,
and she knew that she. Sorry.
No. It was the smartest call. It was that, or it was literally a case of like either you sit there and drown in debt and eventually get her forcibly taken away, or you sign over your rights now and make this as amicable as possible, and then the state covers it, and then you have the kind of this weight lifted off your shoulders, which just kind of stands to like as a bit of a theme against the American healthcare system, which sucks dick.
True that. Seriously.
The only valid complaint about like what happened with like Nani's story is that the best marine biology program in the world, or at least in the United States, is in Hawaii. And so the fact that she wasn't, and natives get like a discount when they attend there.
Oh,
so personally, like I said, valid complaint, because they're just saying like, oh, the best programs in California, and it's like, no, it's in Hawaii.
Did not know that. Well, the movie's just dropping now.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, yeah, it is kind of shitty that they were kind of sending her to Hawaii or sending her to California instead of like. I'm like, Hawaii's made up of different freaking islands. Like that would be like, why didn't she just like go travel into a different island's just as difficult?
True.
Or it could be just as difficult, but yeah. It's like, yeah, okay, like valid complaint. Because it just was like, yeah, it's just like trying to make it seem like Hawaii isn't capable on their own when they have the best program for exactly what she's wanting to go into. I'm like, fair, totally fair. But still, not really the point,
Yeah,
Like,
and freaking, you think that the fact that, you know, she can use the freaking portal gun to see Lilo and Stitch whenever she wants, that would shut people up. Like, oh, okay,
I
yeah, she
know.
can see her sister whenever she wants, but no, people are still throwing a fit.
Yeah, I'm like, are you?
Like they found a way that she could literally see, like, like when they were Skyping, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's awesome that they can stay in contact with that way. But then when she surprised her coming through the portal, I'm like, that's great. I love that. Like, come on.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's like the movie started out like this is getting into character development. The story started out with Lilo and Nani feeling like guardian child and ended with them feeling like sisters.
Yes, that is a fantastic way to put it.
Like I'm even thinking back to the original. The original, like it felt it was always hard for me to click that Nani is Lilo's sister and not her mother or her like
Oh,
I
really?
always like I know that that's like the situation. Like I know that Nani's Lilo's sister, but I always viewed her more as like an aunt or like
Hmm.
in the mother role, like a very maternal role. And so yeah, seeing Nani and Lilo acting like sisters was great.
Yeah.
Like I freaking like love that. So that I thought that was a good change. And honestly, say I've heard this a lot too. Jumba being the bad guy, not a horrible call.
It wasn't, like, it made sense. Like, I get why they had to do that because, freaking Captain Gantu wasn't in this version.
Which
Um,
okay, I need to go on a little tirade here. Gantu being the bad guy is bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. Homeboy was given a mission. He accomplished said mission. The only reason that he's viewed as the bad guy is because Stitch escaped. And then he was basically like stealing Lilo. But this bitch
yeah,
didn't know.
fair enough.
And
Um,
the Galactic Council was straight up going to annihilate the planet before Pleakley stepped in to save the goddamn mosquitoes. They didn't give a shit about humans. So yeah, Gantu not being educated in Earth culture and whatnot obviously doesn't give a flying shit about these humans. So the fact that he's like talking and being like, "Oh, look, I got you a snack." That's how he views humans. You pieces of shit.
yeah.
And he accomplished his job. And the fact that he got fired from his position is absolute bullshit. Gantu was a man that was doing his goddamn job and got freaking punished for it.
Dude, I'm shocked you haven't started the hashtag justice for Captain Gantu or just hashtag justice for Gantu.
Yeah, dude, and like every
Oh,
episode
I love it.
that Iris watches where Gantu's trying to like where he's basically the bad guy of the series, I'm just like, this is such horse shit. Like he gets fired and he has to go work for a different evil scientist. That's absolute garbage. Homeboy was doing his job.
I don't think I've ever met someone that feels so strongly about how Captain Gantu was seen in the wrong way.
Gantu was
I like
done
it.
dirty. He was done so dirty.
I will say the change with Jumba, like, it worked. It made sense for this iteration. The only thing that I missed was seeing him with like the rest of everybody, like at the end, like the whole, like the whole Ohana family thing. Like, but that's just me comparing it to the original. But like
Well, yeah,
the
because I
way
mean,
that
we
they
got
took this,
accustomed to seeing everyone together like that.
yeah. So, but the way that they tell it in this one, especially because Jumba is a lot more like, yeah, he's focused on getting Stitch in the original, but like it feels like he is a lot more focused in this one, which makes complete sense. And so the way that they made him into the villain and the way that they played it out, him like ditching Pleakley, to after they get fired, to him like finally wanting to catch 626 and finish the job, like it made sense. Like I know a lot of freaking fans of the original are pissed about that. I love the original Lilo and Stitch. It is probably in my top 3 favorite, not only Disney animated films, but probably top 5 animated. Okay, I'm gonna rephrase that. Top 3 favorite Disney animated films, but I would put it in my top 5 favorite animated films of all time. The original Lilo and Stitch is just that freaking good. It is a masterpiece. But because like I feel that the people that are complaining about the changes that they made in this one are the people that with like the original with Lion King when they remade that. Oh, well, it's the exact same thing, just told in live action. Like they didn't change anything. It's the
Yeah, is
same
there
people
no there's
bitching
no
about that. Like
pleasing you, you picky bitches.
no, like seriously, like okay, so you don't want them to change anything, but then you complain about that. And then when they do change stuff that works for the story, like it's not like, oh well, what the hell, that doesn't make any sense. Like they made the whole Jumba thing make perfect sense. It worked with this version. You freaking just blow your tops about it.
Yeah.
So
Freaking bullshit.
if
And
if
honestly,
if a remake,
Jumba being like not being a bad guy in the original, crazy to me.
I mean, in
Absolutely
the
crazy.
original, it see the thing about the original, and I know like your thing with Gantu, I completely get it. I
God
completely
damn, dude.
agree. Honestly,
Oh,
I get it.
justice for
But
Gantu.
but because you bring in Gantu in the original, they made it make sense why Jumba is not out to why he's not the villain of it. He is just, like he wants to capture his experiment, and but like at the end, like he turns, well, I mean, yeah, I guess like he decides, oh well, let's not just take Stitch, like let's actually help this family, yada yada yada. But in the remake, the way that they tell not only Jumba's story but also Pleakley, um like I feel that they did a really good job in the original, and they did a really good job in this one as well. In hell, actually in this one they might have done a better job in showcasing their relationship, actually, Jumba and Pleakley's. If we're
I'd
not like
agree with
talking
that.
about like with the sequels in the series, I feel that you actually got to understand their relationship more in this one. And honestly, I thought it was I'm not going to say no. Okay, no, I'm not going to say that. But just like both iterations I enjoy. And I love that the way that they tell both iterations of Jumba and Pleakley, but the changes that they needed to make to the characters, especially Jumba in this one, I feel it made sense. Like, yeah, like, like if you're thinking, well, in Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch has a glitch. Like when Stitch actually dies, spoiler alert, you see Jumba like literally crying over his body. Like, yeah, like I get where you're coming from because, Stitch was his creation. It's like his child. But the way that they tell this version of Jumba, and like like how powerful Stitch is, and like what Stitch can do for Jumba, and like him wanting to even expand into more than what Stitch could be, because he mentions 627. Like I can't be mad of the direction that they went with Jumba. Like I know it's completely different. Like I know a lot of people don't love that he's the villain of this movie, but if we're ignoring, what they did with Jumba in the sequels, everything, we're just focusing on this remake, which that's what you're supposed to do. Try not to compare it to the original, even though I know it's really hard. The direction that they take the character of Jumba, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
And end of rant.
No, I'm with you, dude. I even rewatching the original, I'm like, they could have easily still made Jumbo the bad guy here. And yeah, like
Take away Gantu, they kind of have to.
I know, like straight
there's
up,
no
like
other way.
there was no other way to do it. Like you couldn't make him a bad guy, but it's just the way. Like I'm thinking about the way that he acted in the original too, because he straight up just freaking comes barreling through the front door, starting just shooting left and right. Just that or the Danny DeVito meme where he's just like, so I just start blasting. So yeah, that's like
So it did that with Jumba.
Yeah, that's what he did, dude.
Oh, that's
He
yeah, that's
comes
true.
in and
Yeah,
he seriously just freaking pops shots off at Stitch.
oh yeah, freaking while Lilo's still there, like
Yeah.
yeah.
And you expect me to freaking root for this guy? I was I was rooting for Pleakley because Pleakley's like, oh shit, goes and snatches Lilo and's like, we need to get the fuck out of here. Starts like hauling ass. Like Pleakley also kind of was done super dirty in the OG too. The way that he was fired for like failing his mission or whatnot, I'm like, no, you sent him to watch Jumba. Like he did his job too. And then like what I liked about this is that he wasn't fired. He was told like, all right, take him into custody. We'll come and like retrieve you guys, and we'll come and like get 626 ourselves, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, all right, cool, like totally down for that. And then at the end, when it's like we need someone to oversee his like Stitch being in exile, and then he volunteers to stay on Earth. Like totally makes sense with like his absolute love for the Earth. Like that is showcased. Like it works perfectly. And so that was the one thing that never made sense, that they just like it made sense for like Jumba to be like, ah shit, like not liking to be stuck on Earth, but Pleakley should have been psyched. Like his attitude about it was like, I'm like, I love that they changed that in this version, that they made him like excited to stay on Earth, and it fit well. And I love the director, like how he was like doing like he was answering questions online, and everyone's just like, so why didn't you make Pleakley a cross-dresser? Like, why'd you do the clone transformation thing? And he's like, well, one, it's cheaper. And he's like, but two, and then he pulls out all these concept arts of it, and he's like, we tried. And
I saw that.
I'm like, dude, mad respect.
Yeah, dude.
Like, at least you gave it
seriously.
an effort. But I think they did like the perfect happy medium, and just made Pleakley's, like, he was still like dressing very like flamboyantly and just wearing like whatever the hell.
That.
Like, I loved it. And then yeah, Jumba's made sense because he was just wearing whatever the hell his clone was wearing.
Yeah.
So
I will say there's one character change, and I think it just affects the character all in all, that like I didn't really care for him that much, if at all, in this one, and that's Bubbles. Like I really did not care that much for Cobra Bubbles in this version.
Yeah, they did him dirty.
The social worker that they have, Miss Kokoa.
Yeah, love her addition.
Yeah, she was great. And the fact that, she had been working with Nani and Lilo for a while, and, like she was trying to give Nani the benefit of the doubt, like really trying to cut her some slack. She understood what she was going through. I really liked that. That was good. But because you have this new social worker, it takes away from Cobra Bubbles' character and what his, like original purpose was in the original movie. To where he's just he's like a CIA agent. Well, I mean, he was a CIA agent in the original.
Yeah, he was former
but now,
CIA, but he'd worked with aliens.
That's
before.
What it was. Yeah. Whereas in this one, like, he makes it his mission now, after finding out about Stitch, to track him down. And so that's why he becomes a social worker in disguise. And just it freaking like it just didn't work for the like I guess it worked for the way that they were going with the story for Cobra Bubbles, but it made you care about him so much less than the original.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not like giving any hate towards the actor. I think he did great at what he was given. It's just they really botched Cobra's character in this one. Like when it comes to like all the changes in this movie, that is probably that is my least favorite. What they did with Cobra Bubbles.
Yeah, I'm with you there, dude. I loved the addition of Tutu.
She was great.
And then David, he was pretty good too. Like, I liked his character a lot.
I feel that he got a little more to do in the original, but the way that they, had his character be in this one, I was perfectly fine with it. I really like, unlike Cobra Bubbles, the fact that like David kind of, I feel had a little less to do in this version. It made sense. It worked. I really didn't have any problems with that.
Yeah. Getting into Stitch though, there were some things that were definitely missing from Stitch as a character. Like, I
That's
think
fair.
him being like designed for evil and everything was it wasn't touched upon. It was more that he just didn't know any better, and he
I
wasn't like,
think the thing. No, that's fair. I was thinking about this, like in the original, when we first start the movie and it goes from, Stitch and Jumba, and then we get to and everything that happens in that scene, and then we actually go to Lilo and Nani and the whole Hawaii setting. The getting from space to Hawaii, it's about, I think, because I actually checked it a couple days ago. It's about 10 to 12 minutes. It's about 10 minutes into the movie before we get to Lilo and Nani. In this one, I mean, I couldn't time it, but it definitely felt less than that.
it did.
They
I think they rushed
they
the
definitely
beginning.
rushed some. Yep, exactly. They definitely rushed the beginning with Jumba and Stitch, especially, just really just Stitch in general, and his origin, and like you said, like why he's supposed to be evil and all that stuff. So like I feel because of that, they didn't establish Stitch as well as they did in the original.
No, they didn't for sure. Like, because it
I
was seriously, he was up there. They had some funny gags, which when he's like, he's evil, he's strong, and he's like indestructible, he's smart, and then I love that little like where they're playing that what I'm assuming space chess, and then Jumba's like, ah, and it breaks the table. Like, love that. Like, I thought that was
that
super
was great.
funny. But yeah, they go through that. He has his like iconic like alien vulgarity line, and then they
That was
drop
great.
him down like after the sentencing, and he's immediately in the cage for like not even a minute, and then like
Yeah, that was
immediately
super
finds his way.
fast.
Yeah, immediately escapes, and then it's just like boom. Then it's the red. He's in the red spaceship, hyperdrive. Boom, gone, and you're just like it almost gives you
Yeah,
whiplash.
a little bit. Like I feel another change that I feel I liked, because in the original, when Nani's looking for a job and Lilo and Stitch are following her behind, um Lilo is just really introducing Stitch to Elvis, and it's very much fun scenes. Like I really enjoyed what they did with that, and just like Lilo kind of trying to showcase how Stitch could, I guess, make Elvis work with him being good, stuff like that. Because in the original, like when they're at Nani's luau job, Lilo points out like, this is your badness level. We need to lower it. It's a lot. It's way too high for an animal your size. They do the same thing in this one, but when Lilo does the same thing, showcases, hey, this is your evil. We really need to work on that. I like that in this one. It's actually Lilo showcasing, oh, hey, this is the good that you can do. Like, this is, like, don't break stuff, help clean this, like help out people. I really liked that change. It was Lilo like really trying to showcase like, hey, this is how you can be good, Stitch.
Yeah, it was some good, like you said, good changes. This one's tough, dude. Like the original, I would honestly put in like the 91, 92 range in terms of story. This one, I'm not gonna put quite as high. Like
I can absolutely agree with you.
I'm almost leaning more towards like 84, 85, because it was still a rocking story. Because I mean, obviously, it's pulling a lot of beats from the original, lots of good changes, some that weren't as good. But the movie, like other than the beginning where it gives you a freaking whiplash getting to Earth and everything,
Yeah.
it had good flow. Like you weren't bored at all through it.
No,
My only like real
not at all.
complaint is that it does feel very fast paced.
Yes, it does. That's fair because, like, yeah, I'm with you. Like, I'm definitely in the 90s with the original story. Like, I'd probably say like I'm at like a 94, maybe 95. So with me definitely being lower with this one story, I'd probably be like a little higher than you at like an 86.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to be at like an 83.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, moving on over to writing. I mean, some of the jokes I don't feel landed super well. Like a lot of
That is
the new
fair.
jokes.
Like, I mean, some that you know, like classic lines that were updated, like when Lilo tells David, "Oh, trust me, she likes you. I read her text messages. She likes your she likes your butt and your fancy hair."
Yeah.
But it's like in the original, she says, "I read her diary." She says same thing. She likes your butt and your fancy hair.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like just one word going from saying diary to text. It made sense, it worked. But like, I don't know, like I feel for the most part the writing was pretty good. I agree with you, like some of the jokes did not land. I'm trying to think of like, how did you feel about like I mean, I loved the opening, you know, like once we like get to the Hawaii, and that was it Lilo, I don't know how to say it. When that started playing, I just was smiling ear to ear. I'm just like, oh my god, this is just bringing me back to the original, and this just makes me so happy.
Yeah. And I love that they
th-
opened it with her dropping a sandwich off.
that was great. Freaking so many people are just like, it wasn't a peanut butter sandwich. I'm like,
Who
they don't,
cares?
if as long as they don't mention, like, I know Lilo mentions, oh, you know, like Pudge controls the weather, but that's all she says. She doesn't mention anything about peanut butter or anything. So like in this iteration, all we assume is just like, oh, she gives him a sandwich. I'm assuming it's kind of like in the original every Thursday. So like because she gives him a sandwich, the weather's good. Like nothing bad will happen again, unlike what happened with her parents. Because they don't freaking explain like, oh, why it has to be a peanut butter sandwich. I think it's fine that it's not a peanut butter sandwich in this one. Cool, calm down, people.
I do say I did miss that little rant though. That is one of my favorite rants from the original.
Oh, I did too. Don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, I love that scene. But like the fact that like at least she said Pudge controls the weather. I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'll take it. Like,
yeah.
we'll
It's
work with
just
it.
because like a lot of those lines and stuff, they do resonate with people like from the original. Because like I said, I was super bummed out because my favorite line, and I'll sit and I'll laugh at it every time, even when my daughters watch it like the movie like 6 times in a row. I always laugh when she's talking about like I had to go to the store to go buy peanut butter and like because we had or like she tried or she gave me a tuna sandwich and she's like, do you know what tuna is? And he's like, fish. And I love her little, it's fish.
No,
If I give Pudge fish, I'll be an abomination.
No,
Right?
that's
Because
fair.
I had
I
to
will agree
go
with
to
you
the
there.
store to buy peanut butter because all we had was stinking tuna.
One line that I would, and I feel it's because, you know, the girls in her Kula class definitely don't get as much to do as in the original.
I'm fine with
They're
that.
I love their hatred in the original. Like it's horrible what Lilo goes through with them, but just especially Myrtle. Um, I love her and I hate her in the original. But you know, going with you know, Cobra Bubbles being the oh my god, I'm forgetting the term here. Oh my god.
Social worker.
Social worker. Thank you. I don't know why that word just freaking escaped my brain. But when he comes the first time after Lilo locks Nani out, and she freaking she draws her friends or so-called friends on spoons, throws them in a pickle jar, and then shakes it up and just dead eye looks at Cobra Bubbles just like, my friends need to be punished. One of my
Lilo,
favorite.
OG Lilo is unhinged.
She is. That is arguably like my favorite line that she says in that movie. It's just dead eye at Cobra Bubbles that her friends just need to be punished. It's just so amazing. It's so funny. So like I will admit I missed that line in this one. So like yeah, there's definitely some lines that like people that absolutely love the original, like me and Caleb, we definitely missed. But like though they were able to incorporate like some of them into it, so like it worked. So like I wasn't fully mad that we missed some lines. Like I
Yeah.
understood why.
Dude, try like I was thinking about this too. Like holding this like the girl who's because all of my like a lot of my favorite lines came from Lilo. And
That's
trying
fair.
trying to hold this young girl who's brand new to acting, trying to hold her to the standard of an animated character is impossible. And it's just completely unrealistic. You're not going to get all of the intricacy, like all of the things that you loved about the OG Lilo. You're not going to get that in live action Lilo.
No,
And
and
but I thought she
I don't
killed
think
it.
that I don't think they could have picked anyone better. I thought she was perfect as Lilo.
Yeah.
From the
Like
like
I
literally
even
from the like
thought,
the first casting that or like the first interview that I saw her in, I'm just like, yeah, okay, yeah. No, she's perfect for Lilo.
yeah, sold. One of the things I was really glad that they were able to get in was when Nani and the social worker were like going to the back of the house and she's like, "Oh, please hold on for a second," and then she sneaks in and like turns off Lilo's music and you just, "Hey." Like I'm like, "Yes!" Like you nailed it.
Another one that I love that they kept was the whole what was it? Why don't you get a rabbit instead? Well, at least it would be more behaved than you. You'd like it better because it's smarter too. And just like them yelling at each other, and the best line, and they included in this one, and it made me so happy when Nani shouts, "Go to your room, Lilo. I'm already in my room." Slams the door, and they both grab a pillow and shove it over their face and scream into it. That
Dude,
made me so
perfect.
happy that scene was in this movie.
Yeah. So good. So good. Writing, I think I'm gonna be slightly lower because it was
I'm
good.
sorry.
I don't think they added anything. Like all of their best lines were stuff was in the OG.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I don't think they added anything. Like it was a good dialogue. Actually, I'm thinking more in like 79. I don't think it quite cracked 80s for me. It was close. It was really close though, but it just
I
wasn't on par with the original. Like, and I think that they with how good the cast was, you could have given us some like iconic dialogue or given us something that was a little bit more memorable than what we got. Especially
that's
when you're
fair.
throwing in some like heavy hitters like the freaking like go to your room. I'm already in my room. Well, I'm
Um,
thinking like you sure that's a dog?
yeah, that was classic. Um, I don't know, like despite like stuff like missing, and like the new lines not being as good as the original, like I still feel that like it works its way into still being in the 80s. So I think I'm at an 81 for writing.
Fair enough. All right, moving on over to acting. Oh shit. We got how do you say her name?
Uh,
Maya?
I
Or
think
Maya?
it's Maya Kealoha
Maya Kealoha, who plays
or Kealoha.
Lilo.
Sorry, I think that's how you say it. Maya
Yeah.
Kealoha.
Let's just go Maya Kealoha,
Yeah.
who plays Lilo. Sure. Then we got Sydney Agudong, who plays Nani. We got Chris Sanders, who does the voice for Stitch, the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh yeah.
We got Zach Galifianakis, who plays Jumba. Billy Magnuson, who plays Pleakley. Amy Hill, who does the voice for, or not the voice, who plays Tutu, the neighbor. Kaipo Dudoit, who plays David. Courtney B. Vance, who plays Cobra Bubbles. Tia Carrera, who plays Mrs. Kakoa. And then Hannah Waddingham, who plays the Grand Councilwoman. She is also like my big crush right now. I love her.
Love it.
I'm assuming our number one is going to be the same with Lilo.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, Maya, for this being her first movie,
Her first
like Caleb
acting
and I said,
ever.
yeah, even better, yeah, even more impressive. Yeah, they knocked it out of the park casting her as Lilo. I got the same vibes from the original of how much I loved Lilo in her version of the character. She was amazing. And I feel and props to her for having to act a lot of her scenes out with a character that's not there, with Stitch being CGI. She did an incredible job. Fantastic. And the emotional moments that she had to be a part of, I think she just absolutely killed it. Like, I
Yeah.
literally have the people that are giving this little girl like beef for like, oh, not like oh, it's she's not as good as the original,
Go
yada yada
through
yada.
yourselves. She's a child, you assholes.
And also, the actress that played her in the original, she was a child too. It's going to be different. I hate to tell you that, but it's going to be different. And also, freaking voice acting and acting, they are very, very different. Voice acting is hard, and also acting is very hard. And so, like, I'm sorry to tell you this, like, they are going to be different, but personally, I feel that she got the characterization of Lilo down. She was everything that the character embodies. Like, she was just, like I said, they couldn't have gotten a better little girl to play Lilo. She was absolutely perfect. Just
Yeah, she was. So anyone giving her a hard time can go royally screw themselves.
Yes, they can.
Like, she was fantastic.
Number 2,
All right, who's your number 2?
I'd give to Nani. She was amazing. She was fantastic.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, okay, hell yeah. Yeah, the character of Nani in the original, I love her to death. I know she's a side character, but she's one of my favorite Disney characters. And the struggle of what she goes through with being a sister that literally has to raise her young sister on her own. Yeah, it's insane what she went through. And sometimes I feel, like, me and my sister didn't go through the same thing that Nani and Lilo went through. But the circumstances that me and my sister went through growing up, and what both of us were thrown into sometimes, and I think that's also why I love the original so much, that I can in a way kind of relate to Lilo and Nani. And so, like, especially in this one, when Nani has to sign away her rights for Lilo, and having the scene where Nani and Lilo have that special moment at night, singing that song with each other, and just moments throughout of their sister bond. Like I said, me and my sister, we did not have the same thing happen to us, but like I could still relate to their bond, because I love my sister. I really do. I love her to death now, and I loved her growing up. And so the bond that Lilo and Nani have, I feel I have the same bond with my sister. And so I've always loved when it comes to like Disney relationships, Lilo and Nani are freaking like up there for me. I just love the sisterhood that they have. And so seeing it done so well in this one, just made my heart happy. And I caught myself tearing up a couple times throughout this movie because of how good they did with Lilo and Nani's relationship. So yeah, and everything that they add to the character of Nani and how Sydney portrays it, with the whole like how incredible she is at surfing, and her loving marine biology, and that's like what she ends up going to study in school. Um, just she was fantastic. She was incredible. So yeah, Sydney number 2. And then number 3, I mean, just because like his voice is just as good. Well, I don't know. It's okay. It's like a coin flip between these two. So I'm gonna put okay. I'm gonna put the guy that played Pleakley at number 3. What was his name?
Really?
Well, like I said, it's a coin flip.
Billy Magnuson.
Billy Magnuson. Like you said, it's a coin. God damn it. No, okay. Sorry. I keep going back and forth with this. No. Number 3, I'm going to give to, oh my God. Who played Stitch? I'm forgetting his name.
Chris Sanders.
Chris Sanders. Thank you. I'm sorry. Chris Sanders, I got to give him number 3. Like now thinking about it, like I said, it's more so like a coin flip, but Chris Sanders' voice is just so iconic as Stitch. And, even though like we don't get to explore Stitch as much in this one, like his story isn't that well set up as in the original, you still love him so much as his voice that like, come on, like you'd love this man. You love everything that he does. And so, yeah, I got to give my man, Chris Sanders, number 3. His voice was once again amazing as Stitch, but Billy Madison, I think that was his last name. Magnuson, my bad. I feel it's either a coin flip or he's a close damn number 4 because his portrayal of Pleakley was just so damn good. Like his voice was great, and the way that he portrayed him when he was just a human, loved it. He was fantastic. Like literally, he gave me the same like vibes and joy that I got from the original actor that played him. So yeah, I'd give him number 4, or it's a toss up between him and Chris Sanders. Everyone else is great, like really, and I think Zach Galifianakis. It took me a minute to get used to his voice as Jumba. Like I like after like the first scene, like I'm okay, all right. That's Jumba's voice in this. Like it took me a minute. Like I will fully admit, it took me a minute to get used to Galifianakis's voice coming out of Jumba. But he did.
I
a
don't
great
know
job
if I ever
still.
got used to it.
Really? I mean, that's
Yeah.
fair. That is completely
Even
fair.
at the end of the movie, I'm like, this isn't working, dude.
that fair. That is completely fair. But yeah, over like everyone did great, but those would be my top 3.
That's actually exactly what my top 3 looks like too, and even my 4.
Let's go.
You hit it on the head. Like I have nothing to add, honestly. Like you covered it all. Yeah. So where are you sitting with your acting grade?
I don't think I'm in the 90s. But because
Hold on, pause a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
You good?
Sorry.
No, you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a big ass freaking roach.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
Hey, yeah. Let me see if that speeds things up a little bit for us. All right. Yeah. So where were you sitting with your acting score?
So I don't think I'm in the 90s, but like I said, I feel everyone did a pretty damn good job. So acting, I think I'm gonna be at an 88.
I'm just a hair lower than or a decent amount below you. I'm sitting at an 84.
Okay,
I enjoyed everyone's performance. I don't think there was anyone that like blew me away by their performance here. It was pretty on par with what I thought. But yeah, the main, like Maya, the girl who played Lilo, I thought she was great. So
agreed.
I think her performance alone is what brings this up as high. Everyone else, like I think they gave decent performances, nothing Oscar worthy or anything, but
That's
good.
fair.
So yeah, I'm sitting at an 84.
Fair.
All right, next up we got character development, which I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I'm assuming we're doing this on Nani.
I would
Or
say
would
yeah. I mean, you could do it on
yeah.
either of them.
That's true. I mean, hell yeah, you could combine. Like, should we combine them, or should we just do it on one or the other?
We could probably do both of them together,
Okay.
which
Um.
yeah, like getting into like how they started off, where it was very like I'm the guardian, you're the kid, like just that kind of dynamic starting off and trying to do what's best for her. Like Donnie always was trying to do what was best for Lilo, and ultimately it led to some different decisions that she didn't necessarily care for, like having to turn her over into the put her in the foster system. And I love the little addition that they added kind of to the or Tutu added to the like Ohana, like nobody gets left behind, and how she said like told Nani like that includes like including yourself, like you can't leave yourself behind. And I'm like, I love that.
Yeah. No, that was great.
Yeah, it was a good arc, and then it was fun like watching Nani kind of get back into the things that like brought her joy, like surfing and how carrying like the big ass freaking weights underwater, like that's how she trained and everything. I'm
Yeah.
like, that was pretty cool,
Yeah, that was really cool.
like really good addition. And it's yeah, like they get to a point of like a happy family, everyone's kind of taken care of. Like yes, Nani's out like living her life, like going to college and whatnot, but she's still there for Lilo.
Yep.
And they showed that obviously with the goddamn portal gun. You're gonna bitch and complain that she's in California when she has a device that literally warps space to her whim.
Yeah. No, like seriously. Like, ugh.
Here's what
And
I
the
think is
fact that
stupid. That I think it's stupid that she has a dorm room in the first place.
I
I
mean,
mean, like,
fair.
yeah, I'm like, are you shitting me? You have a literal device that can send you anywhere that you want to go in an instant, and you're still going to try and pay for, or like, I mean, I guess this was full ride scholarship, so I don't know if they pay for dorms in that situation, but I
Yeah.
would assume so. But
Yeah, I would
still, that feels like wasted money.
a little bit. But like the fact that like Lilo even at the end is just like Nani, like this is what you should do. Like it doesn't change like our relationship. I still love you, you still love me. Like follow your dreams. Like that was I loved that moment between her and Nani.
Yeah. Trying to think of any other like like growth that happened between them. Like it was good. Like I said, like
Nice.
I'd say slightly above average overall.
Yeah, I can agree with
Like I
that.
thought they had a good arc. They started off not like they started off at like a lower point that just progressively got worse and then like worked its way up to getting to being better.
Yeah,
And it was good. It was like a good sturdy arc.
it was definitely.
which I would put that like 85. Like that would be one of the higher categories for me out of like these 4.
Yeah, I think I'll match you on that one.
All right, next up we got effects. Rubbery.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Stitch looked good. Like I feel for the most part, like a lot of probably most of the whole budget was spent on making sure that like Stitch looked like he was really there, which fair enough. That
Yeah.
is completely fair. But that caused some other characters to look mainly
Brother.
Jumba and Pleakley.
There was some shit I couldn't get over with those two.
Yeah.
Jumba, like starting off with Jumba, why was he furry? I
Fair.
always thought that he was like more, I don't know what I expected. I've always thought he was more lizard-like. Like not really like
Well, I feel
scales, but like an elephant.
thinking back to the original, I think like it is not like implied, isn't said, but like I think like you can tell a little bit by the animation that it is supposed to be hair.
Is it really?
I think so.
I'm gonna look. I mean, he has like the way he's drawn, it looks like purple skin. And then he has like a few like hairs that stick up. But in this, it's like his whole he's like a mole where his
That's a good way to put it.
yeah, where he has like hair throughout his entire body, other than like the majority of his face. It's really odd to look at.
Yeah, this is what I hate about the budget of this movie, because the budget was 100 million, and the original plan for this remake was that it was supposed to just be on Disney Plus, but then they decided to put it in theaters. Well, my question is, how far into production did you decide to do that? And if it was like before, like everything was finalized and all that stuff, why couldn't you have given this movie more money to improve these designs?
Yeah. Okay. I just found one or an image where everyone got turned into little kids and Jumba, yeah, the purple on his like it kind of like puffs up, so it does resemble hair.
Okay.
I am a little bit more forgiving. Still freaking weird, but I think seeing it in live action just kind of highlights how funky Jumba looks.
Dude, I feel like I felt like Pleakley didn't look as like whoa, but like it was kind of like the same thing a little bit. Like when he first like entered the scene dressed as a cowboy, which was freaking, that was great. I loved that. He's just like, well, I'm studying, Earth's terms of cow and boy and how they're combined. It's some shit like that I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, like when he first enters and you see his eye, you're just like,
oh, jarring.
Yeah, that is a perfect word for it.
Yeah, like Pleakley has always been like the super fun, like like kind of more the cutesy character, and then seeing him like this, you're just oh god, like just trying not to make direct eye contact with him. It was rough, dude. Anytime he was in like alien mode, I'm just like, can you switch back, please?
How'd you feel about Councilwoman?
I thought she looked great.
Yeah, hers transitioned well. Like she looked fine.
The extra little cast of other like aliens and stuff, like all of them looked good.
Yeah.
Like it was just obviously freaking Jumba and Pleakley, like we're just
dude, I kind of hate to see, like, I don't think he'd look as bad. He'd probably be on the same level as the Congresswoman. But like I'd still be very interested to see how Gantu would look in live action.
After seeing this, I don't know how well they could have pulled that off. Like after seeing this, and they're just like, yeah, he just didn't work with the story, and I'm like, you know what? I'll take it. Like that's fine.
Like, you sure he didn't work with the story, or just he didn't work well with animation? Like I'm okay with either or.
Yeah, I'm just looking through pictures of him. Like, yeah, it's rough.
But hey, at least Stitch looked good. Like,
yeah, Stitch looked
nailed
amazing.
Yeah, it's just the rest of the rest that didn't translate super well to live action.
Yeah, I just looking. I don't know if Gantu would have worked in live
Yeah,
action like whatsoever.
that's fair.
Just jarring, just super jarring. I overall though,
Uh,
I think I'm sitting at like an 83 for the effects. They were good enough, but it did feel very low budget.
that's fair. I think I'm gonna actually be 1 point lower than you at an 82.
Fair. All right, music.
Oh man,
Straight
dude,
up, dude. 10 out of
yeah,
10.
dude. You know what? I initially was at a 9 because the original was a 10, but you know what? You don't even got to try to talk me up to it. If you're giving it a 10, I will gladly give it a 10.
Yeah, like this soundtrack is so good. And what I loved is that they updated it too.
Yes. Yeah, freaking when it comes to like updated versions of like classic Disney songs, this is the freaking way to do it. Like
Yeah.
like I said, like with the opening when I know I'm not getting it right, but the Hemelilo however you say it, I feel bad that I can't say
The
it right.
opening song.
Yes, there we go. The opening song for Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, I got the freaking same vibes that I did from the original. I was just smiling ear to ear. I'm just like, this is just perfect. This is fantastic. And then it just got better with Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. Excellent rendition of it. Fantastic. I was smiling ear to ear with that one too. And then freaking the ending, Burning Love, loves that version as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Like you guys killed it.
Yeah.
You guys absolutely killed it. Like I can't even think of like the only song that I feel like they didn't play was Hound Dog.
Oh yeah, yeah, because the only scene that you really see like them showcasing Elvis is one with Lilo when she comes home and it was just playing the record player. And then also when she's showcasing to Nani that Stitch can play the music through his mouth. That was great. And I love in this one because like in the
She didn't even
original,
pay attention.
yeah, the original because like Lilo wakes Nani up, so she's like half awake and she's just like, the hell? But yeah, in this one, like Nani's like just trying to, like get these like bills paid or something. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm watching. Oh yeah, yeah, that's definitely so cool." And Leo's just like, "Really? Like you're seeing this, right? This is like a superpower here."
Dude, I love that. Like both iterations of that joke just were killer.
Yeah, no,
Where it
fantastic.
was just like, yeah, one she's just not paying attention at all, and then the other she's like half asleep and just like, what? Like I love how it like cuts to her face when his mouth is open and everything.
Yes.
That was easily one of the, I'm so glad they kept that in.
Yeah, me too. It was great.
The only other one, like the other like joke or Elvis related thing that I wish they would have kept in was him playing the little guitar solo for Suspicious Minds, like in the
Oh,
beach.
yeah.
Obviously, like I don't think they would have had like a crowd or anything, but I would have liked that because that's like one of my favorite bits.
That's fair. I do appreciate in like the end credits they actually do have him wearing
Yes,
the
so
white
good.
outfit.
I was
That
like,
was great. I was like, okay, all right, love this. This is
yeah,
fantastic.
I could leave the theater happy now.
Right? Seriously.
Yeah, but there's no way I could justify giving it any lower. Like if they had played exactly the same songs, like it seriously would have been like a 1-for-1. I might have been a little bit more hesitant about giving it a 10, but because they gave us like an updated new rendition of them, perfect. Like
Yeah,
this is exactly how it should be.
agreed.
Yeah. All right, next up we got costumes. So this can tie into character design with like Jumba and Pleakley, but
Okay.
obviously we can include Stitch on this, which Stitch
Looked
he
amazing.
has always had such an inconsistent size.
Fair.
Like I'm thinking back to the see like in the OG where he launches himself up to Gantu's ship and like busts through, and he's like this tiny little ball. Oh, son of a bitch! 1 second, got another Got another bug to deal with.
Okay.
God damn it. Freaking hell.
Did you get him?
I got him.
I'm sorry, man. That was really funny to watch. Oh, man.
Freaking hate dealing with that shit.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, other than Stitch, dude, like I had my issues with Jumba and Pleakley.
I will say I did like that they still incorporated. I mean, she didn't wear it the whole time, but they incorporated Lilo's classic red dress with the white flowers.
Yes.
Loved that.
Oh, I was looking up today. Like this is totally unrelated. The girl who, or the woman who played the social worker, she was the OG voice for Nani,
That is awesome.
right?
That
And
is
then
awesome.
the woman who played Tutu, she was the shop owner with the big ass freaking glasses, the old lady.
Oh yeah.
And then Nani's boss at the luau, the one that kept getting on her ass.
Yeah.
That was the voice for David.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Kind of sick, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, I forget. Brielle was showing me those little notes, and I'm like, that is dope.
That. Oh, I love that so much. That is fantastic.
Yeah. Anyway, getting back to costumes or character design, I think Stitch would be an easy 10 out of 10.
Yes, absolutely.
Like they made him look exactly how he should have.
Dude, freaking I remember all the leaks that were coming out before they finally showcased how he was going to look, and like how everyone was just like sweating bullets, like, oh my god, he's going to look terrifying, like he's just going to look horrible. And then freaking everyone, when they saw the design, they're just like, oh, it's literally just animated turned live action. I'm like, yeah, that's what it was going to be. Like, do you really think that they were going to change Stitch like that? Like, no, there'd be an uprising.
Yeah, Disney just sat back and watched as we ripped Paramount apart for what they did to Sonic the Hedgehog. Like
Yeah.
they're like, we're not making that mistake. Oh shit. Dude, you know what I would love, like, you know what, like I've been thinking of, I would love to see them do at least once, instead of completely like doing like a live action remake, just like how cool would it be to do an updated animated version?
Ooh,
Like
yeah, I like that.
keep everything the same, just update the animation. Make it a little bit more 3D. Make it a little bit, like, obviously you could add a little bit more spectacle to it, but see if you can capture that, like that same magic from like the OG, just using the same freaking audio.
You know, it's funny you say that because me and my buddy JC, we've talked about this because like we both love the movie Hoodwinked. Like we think it's a great animated film.
Oh, good lord.
The only thing not so great is the animation. Like, you know, like the animation is just not so great. Well, JC has said many times, if he ever gets stinking rich, that is one of the first things that he is going to do. He's going to buy the rights to Hoodwinked, and he's going to reanimate it. He's not going to change anything else about it. You know, same audio, everything, but he is going to reanimate that thing and actually make it good animation so that people can finally appreciate Hoodwinked for what it deserves.
That's hilarious. And it's funny that he thinks he needs that much money to buy the red Hoodwink.
Damn.
You could probably buy it real cheap on Temu.
Dude, I don't know, man. That movie, I'm glad that I picked it up on Blu-ray when I did, because the Blu-ray is out of print. So like you can't find it, I think, now for less than $100.
Good lord.
Yeah. Like I also the soundtrack is also out of print. That thing goes for over $100. Like I've seen it go for $200 to $300.
What a
yeah.
crock of shit, dude. Oh man. Anyway, before I freaking have a damn near conniption fit, this is where I'm standing.
Okay.
Human characters alone, I would probably put it a 7.
Okay.
Jumba and Pleak, like this is like alone, I would be at a 7. Jumba and Pleakley alone, I'd be at like an 8. More like 7.5. Because nightmare fuel. Stitch, I'd be like solid 10 out of 10. Like I thought he looked so good. So I think I'm gonna be at like an 8.
Yeah, that's what I was
Like
thinking.
kind of walking myself through it. I think that's the right score. What the hell?
Is there another one?
Huh? No, my mic just like flipped on me.
Oh shit.
I think I might need to tighten that shit down. All right, last up, personal score.
All right, I want to hear yours first, if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. I think this movie's getting way too much hate online, and it's very undeserved. And it's always from people that haven't seen the movie. Like there was one dude that straight up canceled a movie date with his girlfriend because of all the shit that he was hearing about it. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, like listen to this bullshit." And he like, "Yeah, you don't get this scene, you don't get this scene." Like talking about like the ugly duckling scene,
Oh yeah, I've heard
which
a
I'm
lot of
like,
people
okay,
bitch
a
about
bit of
that.
a bummer, but it's
Yeah,
like, yeah.
but
And then Nani gives up Lilo to the foster system. There's context to it, dude. Like, but yeah,
thank
he's
you.
like, he's ripping it apart, and I'm like, you haven't even seen the movie, you jackass.
Yeah.
Like, how about you judge a movie that you've watched? Like, don't recommend a restaurant you've never been to.
Thank you.
So I'm, freaking hate that shit. Aggravated me to no end. But that also being said, it's not as good as the original. It's close. Like, I'll give you that. It's close. Where I'm at personally with the original, I'd probably be at like an 86. Like I'm not like super high, not like real low either. This one I'm cracking 80s. Like I'm probably sitting at a firm 80. Like I think it's marginally better, or it's the OG is marginally better than this one. But this one I could watch either one and have a good time.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, piggybacking off Caleb. Yeah, it's ridiculous how people are judging this movie before they've even seen it. Like, I know none of us like these remakes. Like, or if you grew up with these movies, if you've seen the original, you don't want to see one of your favorite movies remade. Like, I get it. And Lilo and Stitch is arguably, like, when it came to, the remakes that Disney announced, Lilo and Stitch was the one that I was the most scared of, because when it comes to this movie, this movie was on repeat when me and my sister were little kids. I remember seeing this in the movie theater with my mom and sister. Like, Lilo and Stitch means a lot to me. And so the fact that this iteration did not disgrace the original, that it still paid honorable tribute to it, that it understood what the original meant, it still stayed true to the characters, while adding some new stuff to them. I really admired that. The director even said that he wanted to make sure that he paid good homage to the original, that he respected it, and I think he did. Yeah, like I said, there's some changes in it, some that wasn't on board, but it made sense for the direction that the story went. I completely understood. The original to me will always be a masterpiece. I love the original Lilo and Stitch. I am in the high 90s with that. I would probably say, if we're grading it on our scale, I'm probably at like a 94, 96. I love that movie that much. And so the fact that it's a remake not only doesn't spit in the face of it, but actually stays true to it while, updating some stuff, is it's admirable. I'm really amazed of how well they did this remake. Yeah, no, it's not the greatest thing ever, and the original is superior, but that's usually how it always is with remakes. The remakes are never going to be as good as the original, no matter what genre it is. But the fact that this remake did not make me pissed off and literally want to go on a rampage. I gotta give it props. I think that it's definitely one of the better Disney live action remakes. It's one of their best. And I'm very pleased with how well it retold the story of Lilo and Stitch. Like I remember walking out of the theater being like, I did not hate that, and I'm glad I didn't, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah, just solid remake. That's number one thing that I would say about this movie. Like Lilo and Stitch is a solid remake. So personal score for me, I think I'm going to be at I'm going to be a little higher than Caleb. And I think I'm going to be sorry. Screw it. I'm gonna be at an 84.
Hell yeah. All right, going through these scores real quick, starting off with story. We were sitting at an 84.5. Writing went down a hair, sitting at an 80. Acting jumped back up to exactly where story was at an 84.5. Character development is sitting at an 85. The effects were on the lower ends, or kind of sitting at an 82.5. Music is sitting at a 10 out of 10. The costumes and / character design are sitting at an 8 out of 10. And then our personal score ended up averaging out to an 82. So with that, the final All Bros letter grade for 2025's Lilo and Stitch has come out to a B.
All right, I will take that.
I'll take that too.
I love that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good placement for it.
Agreed.
All right. So with that's it. So that B, it's sitting at a 50 or an 85.43%, which puts it on the exact same level as Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I think that's a really good placement for it.
Agreed.
Yeah, go through. Do you want to hear what it's above first or what it's below?
Let's go above.
Okay. So know that these margins are tight. So the cut. So this is an 85.43. The cutoff for a B plus is 86. Our highest B is an 85.8. So the difference between our highest B and Lilo and Stitch is literally 0.4%.
Damn.
Yeah. So yeah, going what it's below first. It's on the same level as Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It's below Onward.
Okay.
It is below Halloween Kills.
Yeah. Fair.
It is also below Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And it's below Trolls Band Together.
All right. Fair.
Yeah. Going the opposite direction, it is above The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Okay. I agree with that.
It's above The Flash.
Fair.
It's above Holes.
Okay.
It's above 8 Crazy Nights.
Okay.
And it is above the live action remake of The Lion King.
Let's go.
Yeah. So let's just, for shits and giggles, see where that's not quite. Hold on. I forgot how I categorize these. Okay. So it is actually our new number 2 in Disney remakes.
What's number 1?
Haunted Mansion.
Really?
Yeah. But it's, again, super marginal. So the difference is 0.9%.
Okay.
So Haunted Mansion ended up in the B plus. Lilo and Stitch is at a B. And then so it's Haunted Mansion, Lilo and Stitch, Lion King, Little Mermaid, Lady and the Tramp, Mulan, Peter Pan and Wendy, Aladdin, Pinocchio, and then Cheaper by the Dozen 2022.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah. I feel like there's one missing. No, there's not. I don't think so. Yeah, there's not one missing. Thought there might be. There's not. Anyway, I think it has a pretty decent placement.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I love that placement.
Yeah, I'd have to re-explore or rewatch Haunted Mansion just to like confirm that. But I do
Yeah.
remember really liking Haunted Mansion.
No, that's fair. Personally, I would rank it above Haunted Mansion, but that's just me.
Fair.
All right. Well, unless you got anything else you want to say about Lilo and Stitch.
Nope.
Okay. Well, if you guys like this episode and want to check out more of our stuff, you can find us literally wherever you listen to podcasts. We are on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcast, all that stuff. If you want to check out our social media, you can do so. We're on Facebook, X, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Just search at the All Bros and you'll be able to find us. Same thing with YouTube. If you want to check out our website, you can do so. tinyurl.com user / the all wait. Right? That's our website.
That's tinyurl.com / the All Bros.
/ the All Bros, my bad. If you want to check out our merch store, you can do so at tpublic.com / user / the All Bros channel. And I swear that I'm missing one. Did I say the email? I don't think I did.
Maybe not.
No. Well, if you guys want to email us, you can. We are the allbroschannel at gmail.com. But next week, we will be breaking down Final Destination Bloodlines, which I am super stoked about. Freaking love this franchise. So I'm very excited to see what Caleb thinks. Because this is his first Final Destination movie.
It is. And I'm nervous about it.
You are going to be scared to do everything, my guy.
Great.
Like I told you, you're going to hate pennies too after this one.
Oh, fantastic.
Dude, freaking now whenever I see a penny, I get PTSD.
Oh my God. I am not ready for that, dude.
Well, anyway, you can look forward to that next week. But until then, this has been the All Bros channel. All Bros podcast. I'm sorry. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we will catch you guys next week. See ya.
Deuces.